fans. It's your old pal Megtooth. Sith have a 2005 Master Replicas Skinny Flex conversion. This saber came to me. It was in Chili's garage and the batteries exploded. It had the green goo. The original electronics were all foobar and the blade was foobar, and you know, basically it was garbage except for the hilt. So I have gutted it. I've installed the custom Saber Shops adapter and added buttons and a Proffie soundboard on an MHS V6 chassis, and this saber is awesome. So let's boot this saber up and show it to you.
Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do?
For those of y'all that don't know, this is Anakin's lightsaber from Revenge of the Sith, and you know, right when that little kid said that, Anakin went. But at any rate, let's talk about some button presses that I didn't talk about in the intro video. Let's talk about color change. This lightsaber will change colors on the blades. To get to color change, you want to activate the saber. Then you press power and touch aux. And then once you do that, you can twist the hilt and get to a color you want. And whenever you get to the color you want, you can lock it in. That's color change. Next, I want to talk about gesture ignitions. This saber is equipped with gesture ignitions and battle mode on Proffie OS 5.7. There are 3 gesture ignitions that you can use: twist, thrust, and swing. The only gesture you can turn it off with is twist. Now, twist isn't just twisting the hilt one way, it's a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, like this. Twist off, twist on, twist off. It's just that easy. Thrust is simply thrusting the saber forward. Doesn't matter what orientation it's in. Doesn't matter if it's down by your side. Then you have swing on, which you just rapidly swing it and it comes on. Twist off. Now, I want to talk about battle mode. Anytime you use a gesture ignition, the saber is going to be in battle mode, not traditional mode. The thing about battle mode, it gives you automatic lockup, automatic melt, and automatic tip drag. So I'm going to swing it on. We're in battle mode. Now, when we clash with another saber, it's automatically in lockup, and it will remain in lockup until you move it away from the saber blade. That's the first part about battle mode. The second part of battle mode is going to be tip drag. Melt. To get melt, simply lock, and as you twist the hilt, the colors on melt change until you pull it away. And the last little bit is going to be drag. Now on drag, you simply point the hilt down, and there you're going to drag. And it will remain in drag until you pull the hilt away from the floor. That is battle mode. Now, another part about battle mode is if you put it in auto blast, double tap auxiliary, and hold. Every time you swing the saber, you're going to get a blast. Get out of the multi-blast by any clash or lockup event. No more multi-blast, it's turned off. Next, I want to get to the next font because that font doesn't have any force sounds. Actually, let's go to...
Be careful not to choke on your aspirations, Director.
I want to show you force sounds in battle mode. This also has force push, and when you push the saber out, you you get a force sound. You have to keep the... There it goes. You have to keep the saber perfectly in whatever orientation you have it in. You can even hold it sideways and push out. There's the force sound there. Now we're going to cycle back. The next one is A New Hope Training. Background track is a Millennium Falcon. Swing on. Multi-blast. Quarter center. Next preset. Rogue One Vader. Now, here's your lightning lockup, double tap and power. Here's your lightning lockup. With your blocking force lightning. Then here's your normal lockup. We're not in battle mode now, I'm actually doing this with the buttons. Blast. Force sound. Now, even though we're not in battle mode, you can still use twist to turn it off. So when you ignite the saber with your buttons, you can still use twist to turn it off. But it's only when you turn on the saber with a gesture that you're automatically in battle mode. Next preset.
Let the past die. Kill it if you have to.
Kylo Ren.
Best Sith.
Next one's Destiny. That's a Millennium Falcon pump. That's awesome. There's your lockup. This is a special blade made by Fernando de Rosa to look like the Millennium Falcon thrusting. It starts out at the center and goes both ways. Pretty cool. So speaking about this blade, this is a KR Pixel stick blade. This is the first KR blade that I ever made. And it's nice and bright. The big difference in the KR blade is that, you know, it's a lot easier to build. But it does cause some effects on issues on Proffie, but not on this saber. This saber is fine.
For your own good, stay out of this affair.
Whoop, I'm going to skip that one. That was BMF. Y'all know what it is.
Kind of failed you. I won't.
Simple Ray font here.
Ray Skywalker.
This is Ray Skywalker from Rise of Skywalker. Gold blade.
You will try.
Rainbow blade. This one is to Cantina.
Be careful, Monk.
This is a patriotic blade. This owner of the saber is a bagpiper. There's your red, white, and blue blade. With God Bless America on the bagpipes going in the background.
I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
This is also a rainbow blade, but this one's to Cantina too. Rainbow.
Master Skywalker, there are too many of them.
This one
What are we
is
going
a
to do?
Christmas blade. background track is Chewie singing Silent Night. There is your strike blade. Then you got your battery meter. If it's green, it's full. Blue, it's 3/4 full, and then it starts getting yellow and then red as the power goes down. The background track on this one is Mandalorian. While the Saber's an idle like this, you can also press and hold auxiliary to get the voltage readout.
3.80 volts.
3.8 volts. So 4.2 volts of full charge, 3.8 still pretty full, 3.7 is nominal. That's an awesome Saber chili. Hope you like it. May the Force be with you all. Greetings, Saber fans. It's your old pal Megtooth Sith. Got a special project. This is a 2005, so this hilt is 15 years old. This is a 2005 Master Replicas Anakin Graflex. This was the Youngling Slayer. This was the lightsaber that Anakin struck down all the younglings with. It's also known as the Graflex or the Youngling Slayer. That's the name most people know this by. I've done a conversion on this saber using the Custom Saber Shop's Graflex conversion kit. I've also added buttons in the clamp here. And the old switch here is a kill switch that actually kills power to the board. You slide it forward to turn it on, you should hear a boot.
Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do?
And you slide it off to turn it off. So that is the kill switch. But at any rate, I have gutted this saber completely, and this saber has been equipped with Proffie, with OS 5.7 and battle mode. To remove the chassis to change the battery, you want to loosen this set screw that's just toward the switch from your blade clip. Then you loosen the pommel, set your pommel to the side, and then you can pull out the chassis. Once you pull out the chassis, the actual chassis has a clear shroud over it to protect the battery and the board from shorting against the inside of the hilt. You want to slide that forward, turn your chassis over. There's a small strap here. You can use that strap to tug on your battery to remove your battery. To put the battery back in, make sure positive, the button's always going toward the blade. You set your battery back in, and then you take your shroud out of the hilt. Sometimes you gotta dip your finger in there to grab it and slowly pull the shroud up over the board. Sometimes you have to push on the board slightly to get the shroud to go over it, but she goes over it just fine, just like that. Once the shroud is back on the hilt, you can gently push the chassis back into the hilt, and then we want to find that chassis set screw, and we're going to tighten that set screw, not too tight, just a little bit, and that keeps the chassis from slopping around inside the hilt. It basically just puts some tension on the chassis. Then we're going to put our pommel cap back on. Let's talk about the buttons. This is your power, this is your auxiliary. To ignite the saber, briefly press your power button. To retract the saber, push and hold until it turns off. To begin a music track, push it for 2 seconds and let go, the power button. 1, 2. That starts music track. There's a music track on each preset. You can ignite the blade while the music track is running, or you can retract the saber and press and hold for 2 seconds to stop the track. 1, 2. That stops your music track. Now, if we want to go to our previous preset, we can press and hold the power button.
Kylo failed you.
And it goes to our previous preset. I'm going to go back into...
Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do?
To get to lightning block when you're ignited, double tap while it's on. That gives you your lightning block. That's a double tap of power when on. Talk about force effects. To get force effects, double tap while it's on and release. Of course, this font doesn't have force. Stand by. Let's go to one that does. To get your force effects, that's why the melt thing didn't work. Stand by. To get your force effects, ignite. Double tap while on.
I call it luck. In my experience, there's no such thing as luck.
This one has quotes instead of force sounds.
Look, good against remotes is one thing. Good against the living, that's something else.
We're going to turn it off. To get into battle mode, you triple click and hold for half a second while on. So let's turn it on. Now we're going to triple click and hold. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Your eyes can deceive you, don't trust them.
Now we're in battle mode. Now we're out of battle mode. So to get out of battle mode, it's triple press and hold while on when you're in battle mode.
Be careful not to choke on your aspirations, Director.
That's your blasters. To get into multi-blast, you double press and hold for half a second. That's it. Now you get a blast every time you swing the saber. Double tap and hold to get out of it. Cramp quarters. To get lockup, press and hold auxiliary. To get tip drag, point the saber down and do the same thing. That'll give you tip drag, which you're not going to see tip drag because I have my short blade in there. Now, we're going to talk about the volume menu. You can adjust volume on the fly with a 2-second press and hold on auxiliary. 1, 2. Now we're in the volume menu. To increase volume, power button. To decrease, auxiliary. When you hear that different tone, you're at the lowest volume. Press and hold for 2 seconds to get out of volume menu. Ignite and reduce volume. The last little bit of demo on the auxiliary button is when the saber is retracted but turned on, you can press and hold. It will give you a readout of the battery. And actually I want to go back and turn the volume up. So let's go back in the volume menu. 1, 2. Now volume up by power. Full volume. out of the volume menu, press and hold auxiliary for 2 seconds. 1, 2. We're out of the volume menu. Now, if I want to know how many volts are in my battery, I can, while the Saber is retracted, if I press and hold auxiliary, it will give me a battery readout.
3.54 volts.
So this battery has 3.54 volts. I need to change to a fresh soldier for the demonstration, so I'm going to do that really quickly. And then y'all get to see this again. Remove the pommel cap. Set the pommel cap to the side. Loosen this set screw that holds the chassis in. Gently drop the chassis out. Cramp quarters because I got a blade on the Saber. Slide your protective cover forward. This is going to be interesting because you're going to get to hear a new battery. Drop your new battery in. Make sure the button goes toward the blade.
Master Skywalker, there
You
are
hear
too
the
many
boot.
of them. What are we going to do?
Putting the shroud back over the chassis. Whoop. Got a motion gesture when we didn't want it. Now we're going to slide the chassis all the way back in and tighten that set screw slightly until you feel slight tension, then stop and put the pommel back on. Now, we just put a fresh battery in here. This old battery, which needed to be charged, is at 3.5 volts. Let's hear where this one's at.
4.09 volts.
4.09 volts. Thank you everybody for watching, as usual. I really appreciate y'all tuning in on my channel. And as always,